Hi everyone, good evening. So here we are. My name's Ashley, if you don't know my name already. But I'm excited to work with everyone in this semester, in this group. So let me just start already, just so that I don't waste a lot of the time. So out of all the ASCA standards, I chose the one that I really liked. There's a lot that I like, but this one is one that I personally do stand on already and since the beginning. And it was number 4. It was dual relationships, and this is something that I believe in, that I follow in my personal life, and I try to give to others, more so like the assistants, the one I had last year and the one I have this year, the younger ones, um, just so that just because I think I can explain more right now, but this is just something that I follow because I do like having that boundary and making sure that the other people know, the students and the parents and even my coworkers, some of them know that boundary, and that for example, I don't like having them on social media, just because I don't even like going to the same stores that are in my school neighborhood. I just don't feel comfortable with that. Not We're all human and we'll be for there for each other and support each other at the end of the day. But I'm just trying to really separate my personal life and my work life, because things can always go south and they can just always get turned around. That's just how I see it from my experience. But let me just get into it. I was not like that I do anything bad. Like, it's just me and my son, and we just go to the stores like Target and stuff like that, and then we come home and go to the gym, things like that, or Disney World, and that's pretty much it. But let me just start on it. Okay. So let me do the description of that standard. So the dual relationships, I'm just gonna summarize it. So increases risk of harming students. Um, Caution when counseling family members, including, okay. So it just talks about you being cautious if you know the student and their family personally, and there's an incident with a student and it kind of goes against with the family member, or vice versa, things like that. Just to take caution if you are going to counsel them. That includes like documentation and having witnesses, and including consent, and that's a very important thing too before you do anything, is to have consent, just to protect yourself. And I'll go over this in part 2, but that's one part. And then the other part is of this section is maintain communication through social media sites. Okay, I talked about this a little bit already, but just having that boundary and not allowing you to have the students on social media, because it can go wrong. I see lots of teachers on TikTok. I don't really get on TikTok that much. It just doesn't interest me as much. But then when I do get on, I'm just watching all these documentaries and stuff about celebrities. That's what, or things like that. But it's just maintaining that boundary from students and yourself and their families on social media, because anything can happen and it's better to just protect yourself. Okay, and the next part was relationship with school personnel that might infringe on students overall well-being. So that's just like sorry. If you have a relationship with, I guess, for example, the student's teacher, and the student's mom has complaints about you, or of your spouse, or things like that. So just being cautious with forming relationships with your coworkers, just because anything can happen. That's always in my head. Okay, so that was just pretty much summary of this number 4. Okay, sorry, I have like a cough here, and when I breathe, it makes me want to cough. Okay, so let me go into benefits. So the benefits is, and I just always say this, so that's why I'm going to state it. It's to protect yourself. Maintaining and following these guidelines and the standards specifically for dual relationships, you're just going to protect yourself. just following those guidelines, and you're gonna protecting yourself, you'll protect your family, like your children and things like that, and you protect your job. Going back to family, like you know, you could have a parent who has a background, a criminal background, and let's say you request the mom, or the mom requests you and you accept her, and then the dad gets a hold of the phone, or she just shares with him, oh, this is a teacher, this is where she lives, and something can just happen, and the dad could just go and, I don't know in a better way to say this, but they can go and harm you just for whatever reason. Maybe your child, their student, didn't like the way that you handled a situation, things like that. So it's just to protect yourself and your family, especially, and your job. So just to protect your job as well, because it's your income and you worked hard for it, and it's good to protect it, and to protect your students as well. Because that's always on the forefront too, is to protecting the students, and what we go through. So it's just all about safety in my eyes, maintaining these standards, and it keeps us accountable and provides guidance for us, on what's professionally acceptable and what's not professionally acceptable, and just being able to follow them, and just know that we have those guidelines to go back to and to refer to. Okay. Okay, the next part is potential pitfalls. Okay, so I see it as building and setting yourself up for failure, going against these guidelines. It's just like, one, you know it's wrong, so why are you doing it? Two, you're putting yourself at risk and at danger of losing your job, which you can't provide for your family, and you can't provide for yourself. Like for me, I love shopping. Why would I want to give that up to do something that's not right? So I love shopping, and I love going to Disney World, and I want to take my son with me to Disney World all the time, and going against these does not allow me to do that stuff. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, and my admin has told me about this before, is just being cautious, because I'm sure there are situations you all have experienced, is that you could be really in good terms with a parent and a family and the student, and then all of a sudden they just switch on you. They don't like one thing you said, or they took it the wrong way, and they switch on you, and everything goes south, and then they start using everything, all your interactions against you. And so that is just one thing to keep in mind, because then following the guidelines just helps you avoid creating bigger scenes and issues in your workplace. And no one wants to go to work with drama and with problems, because we already have a lot at home. Sometimes work is an escape place for me, and being able and having these issues and problems at work too it's just too much for me. So I'm sorry. It's just too much for me to handle. So I just choose to just follow the rules, and that's it. Okay. And so now the last part, political conflicts. So this one's very interesting, because there's definitely many political conflicts within school districts. Everything is political, and for me it's just too much to handle. I cannot handle all of it. It's just too much for me. Not that I don't care about it, because I do vote and things like that, but I'm not going to go out of my way to cause a scene over my beliefs. Like, just grace wins always. So just handle things with care and with caution and with grace and love. And so so many of the school districts do go against the standards that we are supposed to follow. Personally, where I live, there's a page, it's called RGV Truth Tellers. I live in the RGV in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, and it's very in the bottom border next to Mexico, like 15 minutes from Mexico. Actually, it's on the border, Mexico, and then it's where I live. But this page, and this RGV Truth Tellers page, is just all about the political things that school districts in our region are going against. And for some reason, my school district is always the top topic of conversation for this page. They're always pointing out things that my school district, the people, employees are doing wrong. And so technically no one's supposed to be talking about it and sharing these things, but a lot of my coworkers do talk about it. And even some of the administrators have talked about it and mentioned it too during meetings. So they kind of just tell us not to engage with the page because someone can see that you engage with it and then it can just go against you. So personally for me, at first I was invested a few years ago in it, but then I just have a lot going on in life and I don't have time for any more gossip or any of that stuff. The gossip I have in my life is I'll go on and listen to the celebrity drama on TikTok or YouTube documentaries, and that's the kind of drama I want, like listening to that drama. But this for me, that page is just something that I don't really want to follow or give my time and energy to when I could be doing that to something else. But let me wrap up. Okay. And at the very end of the day, I put that I just try my best to maintain the rules and follow them as best as we can. But there are occasions, because we're human and we're tired, and or some days you feel lazy, and so you're not gonna have your best day at work all the time because we have emotions. So I just try my best to follow them. But this is one of the guidelines that I really enjoy and that I do follow. I have had parents request me on Facebook and students when I worked in the older grades, but I just never felt comfortable having them on, just because I like to separate my personal life and my workplace, because at the end of the day it's your job and it's where you work and you need to take care of it, and these guidelines are there for us to be able to protect ourselves and those around us. So thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to listening to you in your videos.